I mean, you do what you got to do, boss. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the.
You do that? I was totally joking.
What? You already eating them, dog? Just this is going on. This is going on the cast. I've been recording.
That's crazy. That's
You feel me? It just adds to the casual feel. You know what I'm saying? So, greetings, everyone. Welcome to the first. Oh, can you take the brush off the table? That's my bad. Hey, bro, that's my brush, dog. That's wood.
I was trying to get it to the staircase.
Okay, you could have just laid it on the table. First official Light Tree Club podcast. That is a tentative name. We'll come up with something better in the future. We did this once before, but I effed the audio up. So we're gonna do it again. It's gonna be a different topic. So
That was a preseason
I'm sorry,
game.
y'all lost that one forever. Yeah, that was just a preseason game. But all right. I guess we can introduce ourselves. I'm David, your lovely chocolate host. You feel me? Looking great, looking grand, always. Josh, introduce yourself, sir. But you got something to say, dog? You gotta go.
No, I'm your lovely side caramel
Yeah.
commentator.
Yeah.
You choose to be chocolate. I don't know what this man gonna be. My name's Josh. What's up, y'all?
Chris, man, what's up, y'all?
What flavor?
But you
What
suck.
flavor?
Bro,
You
white
vanilla,
chocolate.
bro. Oh,
It's
Mexican,
white chocolate.
Mexican
You ain't no
vanilla.
white chocolate. You
White
Mexican white chocolate.
You don't even look like white chocolate.
You Mexican white chocolate.
What does white chocolate look like to you? It looks
It
white.
looks white.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
my-
right.
You a little bit tanner than that.
I'm just kidding. No. Yeah, vanilla, like a caramel almost.
Mexican
It's like a
vanilla, bro.
weird. Yeah,
I'm
Mexican
caramel.
vanilla.
Don't say
Mexican
me
vanilla,
Yeah,
bro.
you're more
Okay,
caramel.
okay,
You're
Mexican
caramel. He's
vanilla.
chocolate. Yeah.
You feel me?
Mexican
Oh.
vanilla.
But all right. Now that we've all described our ice cream flavors, we are
I'm
going.
good flavor, excuse you.
Oh my gosh, hey, bro. Every time you grab that, every mic is gonna pick.
You try to be casual.
Okay.
But anyway, today's topic, all right, is loneliness.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, we should. You know, you might get in your feels, but that's okay.
I
That's
didn't
okay.
bring my handkerchief.
Well, you won't need it.
Loneliness.
Most likely. But all right. Simple. I got the docket right here. We're gonna run right into it. How would each of you define loneliness in your own words? Either one of you can start.
In our own words, loneliness. I would more of a feeling than an actual like physical presence, because you can be with people and still be lonely.
Mhm.
So it's more like I think it's more of a mental state that come about through your emotions. You know what I mean? So I would describe it short and sweet.
Okay.
More of a mental state.
I think it's just like the feeling that you can't do anything. If that makes any sense. Like you can do stuff, but there's no relevance to it almost. And so you just feel it's like empty. It's like the conversation, hanging out with a friend, and like you can do things mundanely, but that doesn't mean either you enjoy them or whatever. Like I feel like there's a lot of aspects to loneliness in terms, but like at the end of the day, when you sit there and you say you feel lonely, it's like empty. Like there's nothing to resonate with. And you just kind of sit there, one, with your own thoughts, and then once you get into your own thoughts, that's a whole different little rabbit hole you start jumping into.
Okay. That's an interesting answer. Because nowhere in there did you really talk about other people or anything else. It's more like an internal struggle that you're having. Like a void that's in there that you have nothing to resonate with, as you put it. Okay. That's interesting. All right, yeah. I mean, for me, I guess I would say loneliness is definitely I don't know. Oh, the oven's done. We're gonna keep it in. It's one take. Oh my gosh. Sorry, y'all. We holding this podcast right across from the kitchen. He making some lasagna for dinner, so
For lunch.
oh my bad, for lunch.
It's-
My bad.
It's
That's
like
right.
a
It's
really
2 p.m.
Early, yeah, it's a really early dinner, man. I'm just talking about.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, I'll just say it while he's grabbing the lasagna out the oven. But I think I mean no. I'll make my chicken, dog. But anyway, lasagna is lasagna. To say loneliness. Lasagna is a feeling of an empty void. No, no, loneliness for me certainly a feeling because obviously, yeah, you can be lonely in a group of people. Um, I think it's for me. I think it's definitely something attributed to having other people around, or at least, I mean, no, I think it's tied to people. I was gonna say other living things because like you could have a dog or a pet that you really love, but I think it's still you're still lonely because you seek that other human social interaction. But and I think it's maybe just a matter of I don't know, like at some point you need I think everybody needs a certain level of social interaction, positive social interaction. And when you lack that for too long, you become lonely. So you feel like um you just haven't, as you said, and I think there's a good word for it, resonated. Because you can have positive uh social experiences that are just like they don't do anything for you and you still feel lonely. And I
Hmm.
think that's when you can be like around a group of friends and still feel alone because nothing's resonating with you. They don't understand you, I guess is the word for that.
Hmm.
Yeah, those are good answers for sure. And I guess the next one is have you ever experienced
Man ain't never been alone in his life.
I've been alone, but doesn't mean I've been lonely. Like, I prefer, man, like, I go to my parents' house. I'm in my room, right? I'll be playing video games and I'll come out every once in a while. But like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to like, think about like a specific moment. I can't really just give me. You have to give me some time to think for that.
got you, I got you. Want to take it off then first?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was like, you ain't never felt alone? That's crazy. That's nuts.
But yeah, like,
I'm gonna put that in a Guinness World Book of Records.
of course, everyone feels lonely,
Hmm.
but
You just talk about like maybe just a time when you felt lonely. You ain't got to go in depth about it, but just like what was the circumstance when you felt lonely in the past? It ain't got to be nothing deep.
yeah, just
Give you a
yeah,
second.
yeah. I'll come back.
You
I'll
got
come
it.
back.
You want to expound on yours, maybe the
I mean,
circumstances?
it's definitely been a consistent thing every once in a while here and there. Like me being a social butterfly, the way y'all see me is just like this giant colorful butterfly that just flies everywhere. But most of the times, like in certain situations, definitely do feel like way lonelier. And a lot of it was in college, especially like during like all those mascot trips or whatever that I would go on. Whenever they'd be like, "Hey yo, we're going to Missouri or we're going wherever," and so it's like if I didn't have a group of friends, it was just kind of me by myself. So I gotta find a way to do me. And like that's another thing is like I was by myself, but I didn't feel lonely because I was like happy doing what I wanted to do by myself. Like I went shopping for like 3 hours in that little plaza and I just did my thing. But it's whenever I went back to the homies and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go do this, that, whatever," and I was like, "Oh okay, cool, good to know." And then I like went back to my own room and didn't talk to anybody for the rest of the day and like just stayed in a hotel room in a completely different state. And like there's a time difference, so you're not really talking to anybody from home either. So it's just like, okay, now I feel lonely.
Yeah.
Because I guess it's like you see where you could be not alone.
Yeah.
And then you find out, or like you realize, like, oh wait, I'm on this side of that. So then, yeah, technically, I'm alone. And then once you get like that with yourself, it's like, oh, okay, cool. So like, how do I cope with this, or how do I figure it out? And I think I've figured out how to do it. But definitely have come into those instances more often than I guess people would assume from me.
Mm. No, it makes sense. That makes sense. And I think it's honestly probably people who are more so the social butterflies, like they definitely experience loneliness because I think you have a higher requirement. Like I guess harping back on the definition that I gave, like you need a more social interaction than probably other people who aren't social butterflies, and so it's easier for you to get lonely. That's I guess that's just an assumption of mine. Uh, you good? You want me to go?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. I guess for me, absolutely, it's definitely been a perpetual thing throughout my lifetime. I guess growing up, I was pretty much just hanging out by myself for the longest time at my parents' house, elementary, middle school, high school. high school I got more friends, but definitely those earlier years, formative years, I was pretty much always by myself playing games. Uh, and that was pretty much it. So I didn't have a lot of people to be around. So I guess the idea of loneliness kind of started creeping in probably in middle school. Um, because in elementary, I was young. I was doing whatever. I was like, oh shoot, I get to play games all day. I'm good. But in middle school, it was like, okay, I would go to school and actually have, positive social interactions when I started getting a lot of friends. And I was like, okay, man, this is a lot of fun. And then you go home, and that's when you start realizing, oh shoot, okay, I don't have this anymore. All I have is what I've been doing for the last, I don't know, at that age, what was I, like 10, 11, 12 years, just playing games by myself in my room, which is starts to creep in. And then as you get older, especially in high school, it's just like, all right, I don't really have, because, you hear, I think it started for me when the age of social media really popped for us, because then you can start comparing yourself. And I think that's what really got me going for loneliness, because Facebook was really going. Everybody had one. And I just started seeing, oh shoot, everyone's hanging out together, everyone's doing this and that on the weekends. I'm just chilling at home. And so I think that's when it hit me the hardest, like, all right, shoot, I'm kind of alone. Kind of alone out here. But I mean, it subsided when I went back to school, because I got to see my friends. And in college, I think that was a mixed bag, because at least the first 2 years, I had my friends around me all the time. I freaking live with them. So it was like loneliness was not really a concept that struck me a lot. I think maybe in that case, it was more of a relationship type loneliness, right? Like not having a girlfriend or something like that. And that would, I mean, but that was whatever. I had my friends with me, so it was cool. But then junior year, and that was the hardest one. It was when my friends moved off campus, and then I was there pretty much by myself on campus. That was lonely. That was true loneliness. So I definitely sympathize or empathize, I guess, at this point with anyone who's gone through that in college for sure. Yeah, I mean, other than that, man, I think it's kind of a daily battle. But I got my niggas with me now. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that online. I don't know. But I got my boys with me now, so it's all
What'd you
good.
say? One take. We rolling it. We rolling
Yeah,
it. Doc
you can bleep it out. You can bleep it out. You don't
No
wanna
doubt,
bleep
no
it
doubt.
Put a
out.
symbol in it. Just
But all right, Chris.
No,
So,
but like, so I'm trying to think back, and one, I think it attributes to like when I've been alone, I've always been like, how do I say this? Very like, okay, I like this, because that wasn't the case all the time, right? Like, so let's just do it from high school, because I don't even remember middle school. Like, I'm being honest. Like, middle school is a whole bunch of just playing sports and everything. So I go like back to high school. Maurice and I started going out early sophomore year. So from that point on, ninth grade, I was just playing sports. We were playing sports, like just hanging out. Like I was either with my friends, they would always come over, or when they weren't over, just chilling. And I'm like, okay, I'm dead tired. So I just felt like I was very busy. So I don't know. Like I've never felt like a moment where me alone and away from people made me feel lonely. Like it always felt like a place I needed to do. Because I'm social. I'm a very social person, but
mhm.
I use that to like charge up. But it can fill up the battery too much and start leaking out. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, I need to take 2 steps back and enjoy some time alone. But maybe it's because of my family. Because even then, like when I was in my room, I never felt alone.
Yeah.
I never felt lonely. And I'm trying to look for that feeling, like a feeling lonely.
Mhm.
And I can't give you like it was this event or any time. It would just have to be like maybe like in high school, like junior year and a sophomore year, where it was more like, how do I explain? Like more of like a tougher like identity type of thing, like
Okay.
like being in sports and like that, like all my it all revolved around that. Like okay, like I'm secure in my academics, but like in my sports, like where am I fitting in here? And that's where it was definitely changing at that moment, because definitely coming into my own a little bit more with football And I was like, okay. I was like, after the first year ever playing like in a varsity, like sophomore year, ever playing in a varsity game.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, I think that puts you like, it was a smack, right? It's like, it puts you in reality. Like, okay, you're good, but not that good, at least not yet. So it was like more of like an identity thing. Like, okay, am I going to be able to do this? Am I not? Should I keep doing it? And all of them were like, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. But it was more like I need some time alone. So I would just not talk to my parents and just go do my thing. But it was never, I don't think that's loneliness. I think that's more of like a searching, figuring yourself out moment that everybody goes through. So I don't know. Like loneliness has definitely been a emotion and a mental state that has eluded me for a long time. So, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, God bless.
Yeah, I am.
God
Like,
dang. No, that's fair. That's fair.
but I think that also goes to like a security, right? Like with yourself. Like I just felt secure no matter what. Like it didn't matter who I was with, what we were doing. It's just always like I'm doing me all the time, 100%. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. So like I think that stubbornness helps in that regard. So like I don't want them to change my mood.
Yeah.
I don't want to change my mood because of what's going on. So I don't know. That would be.
That's interesting. It's like you're imposing your.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't just say yes. I didn't even finish the sentence.
I'm imposing. Yes.
Just yes.
I'm imposing what I want to get out of what's happening.
Dang. It's a different type of energy.
Like it's more of a mental thing than anything. Like it's not me actually going and physically like imposing. You're like, you know what I mean?
I'm not gonna feel lonely today.
Get over here. Like that's not what it is.
Lonely come knocking at your door, and when you answer the door, lonely run. You're like, oh, wrong door. No, come here.
Right? It's like
You gonna stay away from me.
No, it's not that. It's like you get out of things what you put in, right? Like what you put in and what you want. I think to a certain extent, it's what you want. Like always wanted to have friends around. I always did. I had a girlfriend. We have a long relationship.
God bless.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like yeah, parents there. Like I don't know. Just overall, like whatever I put in my mind, like I made sure that happened. If it didn't happen, I didn't want to let it affect my mood.
Gosh.
Like I think that's more of a growing up thing. Like okay, a lot of stuff I can't control. It's like whatever.
Yo, one day we gonna break down how your brain works. Cause that's it's impressive. It's impressive that you
But
can
it
think that
didn't
way.
start off like that. It definitely was like, why the flip is this happening? And I think that's a lot of conversations with my mom. So shout out to mom. Like a lot of conversations, like F this, I don't like this, I don't like the heck with that. Like, nah, the heck with this. Like they shouldn't be doing X, Y, and Z, the heck with that. Like, and it was a lot of my mom, like, you can only like do you. Like you can only control you.
Yeah.
And the heck with all them or the heck with that situation. It doesn't last forever. And it shouldn't affect you in a very negative way. Like that's what you can control. So
Got you. So yeah, you came up with a little bit of being more comfortable with just yourself. Like, so I'm trying to tie it into like how that mindset prevents you from being lonely. But I guess it's like you can't control like if other people are around you or not. You just got to do what you do and let the day come to you. That's fair. No, that's fair.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate that.
I would imagine like you go days without people.
Yeah.
I think that's what it would set in. I mean,
You just never really had that happen.
yeah, like days without people. Not at home, that's for sure. Family was all around all the time.
Facts. Okay. Makes sense. I mean, shoot, that's a blessed time you had. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
All right. How do you deal with loneliness?
Impose
Impose your will, apparently.
like it's more of a mental state, and it's more of like, and it's hard, right? It's not easy, right? Like going over, like just having willpower to say, okay, like getting out of bed. I don't want to get out of bed.
Yeah.
do it. Like doing just that, doing it, just doing something so simple as like getting out of bed shows like how much people can lack willpower, right? It's just like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get up every day and I'm gonna do it. But that's just an example, right? Like,
Yeah.
so just doing some hard things, right? Like, um, being disciplined is definitely a harder thing. I struggle with like procrastinating all stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, can you push yourself to like a certain area? Like, do something that takes it away. I think that's my default. Like, if I ever feel like that, I'm always gonna do something that's gonna help me get my mind off of that. And later on, I'm not doing that anymore, not doing the thing that helped me,
Mhm.
and I still feel the same. I feel good. Like, I'm not stressed about it, like, oh, like worrying about it or worrying about being lonely or just being lonely. Just like, I don't know. Is that maybe it's more of a answer y'all two need to be
That's
trying.
fair. That's fair. It makes sense. What about you?
I think the small victories are the things that help you kind of out of loneliness.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he was saying. Is
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
doing something out of willpower. It's not a lot. It's not going to be a lot, but it's like I texted this person today, or I texted that person. Like they texted, and they're not gonna know what you're going through, and you probably don't want to tell them what you're going through, and
Mhm.
like don't want to tell them like, hey, I'm texting you because I'm lonely. No, I'm just gonna send you yo, and like if you respond sup, and like the conversation may not go very far, and it probably won't, but like at least you reach out, you message them, and maybe it's that thing about like finding that one person you can chat with that like
Yeah.
will have a conversation with you. I think a way to like subvert that and continue that going is like find things you like to do. Find things that you by yourself like to do and like to enjoy. When you do that, I think when you dive into it a little bit more, you find communities that enjoy it a lot. And part of the communities can be toxic and part of them can't be. But with all the social media and everything, I think there's definitely a community for everything out there. It's just you feel really lonely. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to talk to people much. You don't know what to talk about. So it's like find things you like to do. Find people that like doing the things that you like to do. And that's going to be the harder part. Each of it is hard. And then once you get there, it's like, okay, well, now I can enjoy what I'm doing with other people who enjoy it. We're all enjoying it at once. And you probably won't be able to hang out with them all the time, but at least count those victories on the way there. And then once you get there to like, hey, I like running. Like when I run, I'm not thinking about anything. I don't feel lonely. I don't, whatever. I like putting my music in and running. See a flyer, people are running 5 a.m., this, that, whatever, CrossFit class. Cool. You go run with people and like some people you might vibe with, some people you won't, but all you need is one.
Yeah.
And so that one person, that's what you go do that helps you feel less lonely. And that's not going to stop you from feeling lonely at the house, like whenever it hits you, but at least like those little victories to get there, plus you doing that says a lot about people because other people don't even get that far and they just kind of sit in the loneliness. So it's like the fact that you did something about it is a victory because there's a lot of people that ain't doing nothing.
Mhm.
I think that like what you're saying is like led me to think about like this scenario. Like I think so like people that are more social, I think yeah, they might have a high requirement for being social that might lead to some loneliness. But I think they have the better tool to get away, to get out of that loneliness. If an introvert gets lonely, you SOL. That's what it seems like, at least, right? For that
Yeah.
person, like you're like, what am I gonna do? I'm not extroverted. I don't want to go to these parties. I don't want to go out to do this. I don't want to do that. It's like you wanna have a friend that's there that you don't have to like. I don't know. It might seem a little. It might be counterintuitive, but I don't know. Like introverts that are lonely would definitely might have it worse.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. As an introvert who has been lonely,
I was like, how the turntables have turned.
yeah, good meme reference. But no, for sure. Yeah, it's certainly tougher. But I guess you learn to cope with it. Because from that perspective, like until I got to college, I didn't really have an answer for that. Because in college, I had friends who were also introverted. I was like, okay, you want to hang out? So it was easy because then I was basically doing the same thing an extrovert would do. But growing up, it was more of a all right. I got to figure out how to fill my time because it's about all those tiny wins like y'all were talking about. It's about finding something to do and then doing it and just almost like preoccupying your mind so you don't even have time to think about loneliness or just find something that matters honestly more to you than just hanging out with people. Like put yourself towards something. And I guess for me coming up, it was a lot of just imagination stuff. I was like, all right, I'm gonna build. I remember this crap, and it helped. It helped. Like definitely during the summer when I was by myself, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna come up with projects to do. Like one summer, I was trying to build an entire board game like from scratch. So I got one of those trifold poster boards, bunch of markers, a bunch of pieces of paper. It was just like cutting out different figures and stuff, and trying to come up with the rules and everything. And it took like months. And then one day, those little rotating fans. The fan came to by too fast when I wasn't expecting it. All my little paper figurines, hundreds of them, just went flying everywhere. And then I just stopped. I stopped working on it. I never finished it. It's still behind the door at my house. But I'll never forget that moment because it was like I didn't feel bad about it or anything. It was like, all right, that was good because it helped me stay focused on something. It helped me not worry about being lonely or like needing friends around. I was focused on my own stuff. And I think that's honestly how I've coped with it. And I think it's just gotten more and more so over the years. Like I'm just gonna do my own thing. I'm just gonna do me. And I'm not gonna worry about anything else. And like honestly, I guess if you keep doing that, eventually it gets to a I don't know. It doesn't have to be a negative spot, but it's at a spot where it's like you're less and less likely to do things with other people. But that's another
Mhm.
conversation that we actually are going to cover a little bit later. But those are good answers, and I fully agree with the sentiment of like when you are lonely, I think the best option is to just start tackling the small things. Go for the small things. Don't
I would
'cause
agree.
loneliness is a void, and if you stare into it, because it's large, it feels big when you're in it, but you just start climbing one step at a time. What's up? Exactly. Very large. Okay. So then, since you guys have said how you deal with loneliness, you think that's the ideal way, or would you have like, is there another ideal way to deal with loneliness that you think, in general, people should try to practice?
I don't know, because I'm still in it.
Okay.
Obviously, there must be something better. Got the Walmart brand right now. I need the Target brand.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't know. It's not a one size fits all. And I think the biggest thing that would work for everybody is figure it out for yourself. Like literally like do things, experiment with it. Like I feel lonely. What am I gonna do? Like, okay, that I did something that I usually like, it didn't work because now I'm not doing it anymore and I'm still lonely. Okay. What else what else could you possibly like do in that sense? Or what would make you take that emotion away or help take that emotion away?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that is the true cure, just doing something, doing something like really that you're truly interested, that takes your mind away from it. That even when you're done doing it, it's still like encompass like some purpose.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what else you could answer to that.
Fair.
Well, I mean, meeting people, going out and talking to somebody might be an
Yeah.
obvious one. But if
Yeah.
you see no like purpose in that, or it's not resonating with you, well then we're back to the same box we started off in. So
Yeah. I feel like that's a continuous subject we keep bouncing off of. It's like finding purpose defeat loneliness. Like you can that need for social interaction can be replaced by feeling that your current task or the thing that you're doing by yourself is so important that like you don't really need other people around to do it. But I and this isn't even a question on the docket, but it's an interesting one that's popping up. It's like, all right, but at what point does that run out? Like you can keep working on things by yourself, but eventually you're either gonna become a hermit or you're gonna need somebody.
I would agree with that. I think it does run out because you think. I'll put an example. I don't think Elon Musk is lonely, but I'd imagine being at the top of anything is lonely.
Yes.
I think that goes back to understanding, and when you're like hyper good at something, and that's like your purpose in life.
Yep.
You might be lonely because, I mean, my man, there ain't nobody else out there that's gonna do what you're doing at the level you're doing it. That might understand what you're thinking. So I think that's the biggest thing. Find someone that understands what you're feeling, how you're thinking, that's similar to you in that regard. And I don't know, like it may run out. It may run out, and now you're left in the same box. Congratulations. like it's more of like you have to. I think you have to look inward than outward to solve the issue. It's not a. I mean, and if you can't, it's the outward is definitely the figure something to do.
Yeah.
And after that, you have to definitely look inward because you have no other outlet. It's done.
Yeah.
There's no outward thing.
I think at some point it'll end because, like he's saying, I think where you always have to start, or for some people it might be easy. Like, I'm just gonna go out and talk to people.
Yeah.
But if you really having an issue with it, I think it starts with learning about yourself, because obviously you probably don't know as much about yourself, and like there's a bunch of tests and exams and stuff that you can take to learn more about your personality, why you do things the way you do, whatever. Like when we all took that Myers-Briggs test and whatever, and we literally sat in there for 5 hours critiquing each other and judging, like, oh my God, that sounds just like you. I know why you take my toaster now. No, I'm kidding. But I think taking those things, learning about yourself and figuring out like what you need, like take the love language one. What kind of love do you need? Take the Myers-Briggs, take what kind of personality or what do you need in an environment to like feel appreciated. And so I think once you do that, figure out yourself and you figure out kind of, oh, this is why I kind of feel lonely in groups, or this is why I don't like being around a lot of people because I'm introverted, or this is why I need a lot of people because I'm super extroverted and I like to whatever. I think once you figure that out, you have a better blueprint of like, okay, so then it looks like I need to do X, Y, and Z. Now that I need to do X, Y, and Z, what do I like to do? And that's where you focus back in on yourself. Use the blueprint still, but that's where I'll go back to what I was saying is like, okay, find things that you like to do them well. And like the purpose, I think when we're talking about purpose is like, doesn't have to purpose the entire world. Like, does it matter to you? I like doing this because I get better at this video game, or I like doing that because I like working with my hands and I like building stuff. And it's cool to me. And like, it's really cool. And that's where I said, once you find those things that you like to do, jump into a community and a world that does them as well. Because then, like, if you really like what you're doing and it means something to you, you're going to appreciate when somebody does it at a very, very high level. You're like, yo, that's crazy. I can't believe you built that. Or, yo, that gamer is amazing. Like, I don't understand how he did that move. I'm pretty sure if you're watching them, then they have tutorials. And that's the beauty side of social media currently, is you can jump into any community. And that's where I said there's some toxic parts of it and there's some good parts. But, like, once you jump into it, like what you like to do, and you can throw yourself in there. And the cool thing about you being a human and this being a free country or a free world is you can do as many things as you want. Like, you can like to hike, you can like to build things with your hands and play video games at night. And you can jump into those worlds little by little and put your hands into them as much as you want. So I think it starts, like you said, with you. Find out what you need, what you want, what your blueprint is, and then find things that you like to do and make sure they matter to you. At the end of the day, if they matter to you, you're going to be happy regardless, because like, I like doing that. I like building Legos. I like collecting these. I like whatever. Like, mine's going to travel. So
I think like this might be going too deep, but like imagine like I've seen some like Joe Rogan podcast with Elon Musk, and you can see that guy is crazy self-aware. Like, he knows a lot about himself, right? But he even said, like, he feels lonely, right? Because at the top, it's just, you're going to feel lonely because who's going to really understand him if he can feel bad, right? Well, I think that goes back to, like, I think we just circled it. It's like, loneliness is probably, like, the not being understood, that feeling like you don't belong somewhere because you're maybe misunderstood, an outcast or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't really matter, but the whole umbrella there is that you're misunderstood, right? True loneliness, like you're misunderstood. That's why you might not have people around you, etc. The true cure to that is like having a self-purpose that just encompasses that and like is greater, right? Like what you said. So like I think Elon Musk is okay with being lonely to a certain extent, right? Because I don't think he's truly lonely. Like he has a like wife, kid. Like I don't think he's truly lonely like that. But like in that regard, like in his field, like okay, intellectually lonely. Like who? Well, maybe not even then. He probably still has people that can talk to him.
Yeah,
he can just talk to a lot of people. That's my thing because he probably just knows a lot. But it's just like okay, you're at the top. Only Jeff Bezos you can really talk to at that point, and now you don't really like each other, do they? So, I think it's just like the sense of purpose needs to do it, and I think that just drives people's lives. Period. If you have a true sense of purpose, like it should be able to trump a lot of challenges. It's the reason why you take on challenges that you know are gonna be hard. It's the reason like you want to overcome them. So, yeah, main thing. Get a purpose.
Yeah.
Find purpose.
They sell those at Walmart? Go grab
those
one.
they hard to find.
You gotta go searching.
They take years. But no, I agree with definitely both points on that. Definitely finding your purpose. And I think super interesting point that loneliness can be used as a tool to inspire you to find your actual like hobbies and purpose and find a community that you belong to if you use it that way, if you're aware enough. But yeah, and I think once you find like at a base level, let's assume you don't have a community or you don't know exactly what you enjoy doing, and like early on you're lonely, and the only way you know how to deal with it is with other people, like going to meet other people. Let's say you don't have them, then that's when you find out, okay, what do I like to do, and then we go around along the route that Josh brought up, and then the issue I think becomes, all right, once I know that stuff and I'm in my community, what happens if I become lonely again, even within that community? And that's when you have to take that next bigger step that Chris was talking about and say, all right, what am I doing with my life? Like, and I think that kind of leans back to how dependent are you on your community? Like, you need to have your own sense of self. And boy, we going somewhere. Okay. I think that is a major point in why people feel lonely and like why this even happens to individuals. They don't have their own sense of self because they're so reliant on other people to bring them a type of energy or just bring them what they can't bring themselves. Like, let's say maybe they aren't driven to do anything, but they like to hang around people who are driven. And like that brings them a sense of purpose and a sense of worth because, all right, the crowd I run around does this, right? And even maybe if you talk to them one on one, they'll be like, oh, yeah, me and my friends do this, this, and this. But they'll never say, I do this.
Yeah.
Like you need to figure it out, a sense of purpose, a sense of self for yourself that's bigger than like something simple like a hobby, right? You need to figure out what you're going to do long term. And I think that's a huge help when getting over loneliness. So.
I would agree.
I think 3 little tidbits, side notes, MLA format at the bottom.
Okay.
Just footnotes. I'm sorry, in Chicago format. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking. I
Chicago.
use that stupid rice owl to make my papers all the time. What I was saying was 3 points, and if I can remember the third one, because I think I forgot it. But one is when you're trying to find those kind of hobbies, you have to understand and be ready that you may not know if you like something, and don't be afraid to try it. Like, I get it, you're lonely and you're upset and you just don't feel good, but you can't keep saying no to stuff. Even if you don't know what it is, you just got to try something. You kind of got to turn the yes on. If it's not safe for you, don't do it. If it ain't healthy, don't do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't like, I've never liked that before. You gotta if you're at that very, very bottom peak, I highly suggest being open to more things. Because you never know what you're going to jump into, and you might like it and you might not. I never watched anime. I used to watch a bunch of cartoons. This man right here, what did you throw me on? What was the first one? I think it was My Hero, wasn't it?
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah, and then I was like, this is lit. And now I have a Crunchyroll account. So shout out to David for making me pay $79.99 a month, or $7.99 a month.
70.
I was like, that's a lot of money for some
$79.99.
cartoons. I ain't paying that much.
Okay.
The second point is, I think comparing can really hurt an individual. So make sure that you do not compare yourself to other people that you see on social media, that you see in your life, that you talk to daily. Do not compare yourself to other people, because I think that will hurt you the most. You don't know what that person's going through. They might never tell you. They probably won't ever tell you what they're going through. Somebody could have passed away. They could be sick. They just aren't financially stable. Like, their mental health isn't as great. But you're seeing photos, or you're hearing stories of them. And you're like, I wish I was doing what they were. And because I'm not doing what they were, I suck. And that should never be the case. I think comparison, if we could take that out of the world, this would be a beautiful place. To be honest, that's a whole conversation. But if you just deleted comparing yourself to other people,
Yeah.
I think a lot of things would help. So make sure you try your hardest not to do that, because it's very easy to do it. Very, very easy. And thirdly, I remembered it, is that we're humans. And so I think at the end of the day, we feel emotions, some more than others, some more frequent than others. So if you're lonely and you're sad and you need to let it out, that's totally fine. Like, this whole podcast isn't saying, get better, get up on your feet right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Lay down, chill out, listen to some music. Just, it's okay to be in that state for a little while, to just feel those emotions. They probably suck, but it's totally fine and it's completely acceptable. But at some point, it's necessary to get back up. Like, you need to get back up and you need to start feeling better, because it's just what's more healthy for you. And like, nobody wants to stay in that forever, but it is completely fine and okay to not feel great and to let it out. And like I said, we're emotional creatures, and never, never, never be ashamed of, like, this sucks. I'm upset. I'm gonna cry it out. Just let it go. Just release it. I like that one meme, or that one thing that was like, the reason people spend a lot of time in like hot showers, because like warmth feels like a hug to them.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I need to stop taking those kind of hot showers, because I need a lot of hugs.
And just get the hugs, bro. Just get the hugs, bro. Turn that water up hot.
Well, yeah, 'cause none
Make
of
it
y'all.
cold. Let's see how fast you
No,
get there. Make it
hell
cold.
no,
Let's see
no.
how
We had to
fast-
go through that. They didn't have our water heater on for like 2 weeks. I almost died.
No, that
2
wasn't- that
weeks.
wasn't-
Well, technically it was 2 weeks,
No, it
because
was 2 days.
but we weren't here.
Oh yeah, facts.
It was technically 2 weeks.
Facts.
I ain't never taken a shower more quick in my life. That was
Cold showers suck, dog.
Those aren't cold. Those are freezing showers. That's a
That-
difference. I agree
a
with
whole
you.
ice cube bouncing off my head at that point.
Yeah, there's ice cubes coming out of the freaking like
Goodness gracious.
shower
Oh my
head. That's
God.
crazy.
For sure.
But-
But okay. Last point on this part, because I liked one thing you said.
Only
Don't
one
do
thing?
something if it's unhealthy. And I was thinking that before you even said it, I was like, the topic of when people are lonely or in general depressed, and then they look for something that's instant gratification that can be unhealthy for you, like eating a bunch of stuff or drugs, you feel me? Anything like that. That's something you should also avoid. Huge tip. Even though you probably already know it. Avoid it at all costs. Go find something healthy. Go to the gym.
Mm.
Go binge on broccoli if you need to. Eat something healthy. Just avoid
Don't eat too many carrots. Now you turn orange.
facts. It can be bad for you. You'll be seeing through walls. I don't know if that's good or bad. Depends. But all right, that was a good topic, boys. Good topic. All right. So the next one. What do you think is causing the rise in our generation and the younger generations feeling more alone than ever, even with the advent of social media, where you can talk to anyone anytime?
Social media.
Social media is the cause. Okay.
It's like a benefit and a curse. It's like it's a double-edged sword at the end of the day. Like, it's great because we can communicate with people that we would not normally communicate with at distances. We would not be able to like interact with them.
Yeah.
But it leads to that comparing. And I think it's like one of the reasons we compare, because why else, like, people post like to like literally see what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. Like, that's literally what I hear when it's a post. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. Look look what I'm doing. Specifically, like, you can get caught up in that really quick on social media. It seems like a comparing frenzy sometimes. So it's like, and that leads to, oh, I'm not good enough. Leads to like self-doubt. Leads to lower self-confidence. It leads to not wanting to go out, not wanting to be social, and it's like, I don't know. It's kind of undoing what it's supposed to be doing. Like, it's supposed to help us be more social, and it's actually doing the opposite. Kids are being less social because they can just turn to the phone.
Yeah, because I mean, just to expound on what you said is like you're just seeing somebody. I think what happens a lot of times, and like I've noticed this happen before, so I completely understand why it would happen, especially at a young age when you're still trying to figure everything out and don't know what's up and down or what color the sky is, or if the earth is flat or not. The fact that like you're looking at people do things, and like let's say you want to go work out or you want to go do something, right? And you go and you scroll and you just so happen to see somebody working out and they're bigger than you and they're stronger than you, and immediately you're like, I mean, I'm not gonna look like that, so why am I gonna go? And boom, that's all it takes. And like you may not think that they're doing that or that these things affect you that much, but if you see it repetitively again and again,
might do it, yeah.
It's that whole like, and they talked about it in that social media thing on Netflix. If y'all haven't watched it, The Social Dilemma, they're really good. And it scared the crap out of me. It legitimately scared me. I had to wait to David to come and watch it with me because it was tripping me out. It was talking some mess. But like, it's that Pavlovian testing on you. The 2 half semester I did of psychology before I changed my major, is so the test is every time the dog wants food, you ring a bell, you feed him food, and he eats. So you do it so many times repetitively again and again that to a point when I ring the bell, the dog will salivate. He'll get hungry because he expects food to be there. So I can ring the bell without food and he'll start drooling. And so little by little, that's what it's doing to our brains. And especially so when the kids are smaller, because I mean, they're still developing all that frontal and like left and right side of their brains. And so if you see something like that and again, and it could not be the gym. It could just be like somebody's having a party. And like, let's say my party is my family, a couple pizzas, and my uncles with a couple beers. And it's a great time. I love it because that's actually what happens on my birthday most times. And that's fun. I love it. But like, if you see somebody else having a big DJ and a boombox and like they have colors and like 15 of their friends went over and it's just you and your family, you're like, Mom, I don't want to have a party because I just don't want to have a party. But subliminally, it's like, I don't want to have a party because I see what other people are posting. And if I can't post the same thing, they're going to be like, yo, what'd you do? And it's like, well, I didn't really do much compared to what you did. And so, like I said, comparison is a bleep me out. Beep. Because I think it ruins everything, especially at those younger ages. And like, it's just going to continue to do it, especially because like they're developing through that and with that. And that's just worse. Because like you said, Facebook popped off for us. I remember having a MySpace, but I didn't even know how to use it. And even then, I remember those having like causing like arguments and everything. Whenever you remember how you had your like Facebook top or your MySpace top 3, and they're like your top 3 friends, and you can put them. And I know he was on one of mine, and somebody else looks at, why aren't I your top 3? We talk every day. Why is he? Well, it's because I don't know. Like, and now you're like fighting, but it don't matter. Like it just, I don't know. It's crazy.
It's bad, very bad. Like what I said last time on the last podcast, but it's like giving kids any other drug to deal with shit they're going through. Just a normal teenager would going through. Like, oh, you're lonely? Have a shot, have a smoke. It's like, who in the world would think that's great? But we hand people their phones with social media all over the place all the time. That does necessarily chemically the same thing. Like, I don't know. So
yeah, because in that video it was saying it's like a dopamine hit.
Yeah,
it's very
every single time.
Very similar. So like once you get once you get a hit of dopamine, which is like a happy, like good feeling in your brain that like your body makes on its own. Once you get that, you're gonna constantly want to do it again and again. I ate some marshmallows. They taste amazing. Boom, dopamine. I want more. And so that's exactly what that does.
That's why we get people that like to just eat because they like to eat. They don't even eat because they're hungry because they just like to eat.
Mhm.
I feel that because
Yeah.
like I'll get some Oreos. Like I just need a couple more. I just need a couple more.
Need a couple
And
more.
what does that sound like? Right? It sounds like someone
Sounds like diabetes.
I'm-
it also sounds like those people that are like, okay, I just want to have one drink. At the end of the night, they're like 12 drinks in, bro. It's like, what the heck was one drink?
Look, I can have one more.
And-
one more.
It's like that's not good for your like physical health.
Yeah.
And like smoking, drinking, other hard drugs, and like gambling too. Gambling's fun. Too much gambling's very, very bad. You can talk about mental health. It's not good for you, but talk about financial health. You can send that money out the window.
See, but that's a perfect segue because in that Netflix special, like that's what they did, and so like there's a lot of dopamine like that comes from gambling. Those people that like it, you pull the machine, you could win, you could not. Oh my God, what's gonna happen? Whatever. And so that's that dopamine of excitement. You're having fun. It's adrenaline. A little bit of it, not crazy. You don't mean have to be hopped up on adrenaline at Vegas. They need to kick you out. But so with that, I mean, if you think about it, all your social media, you pull down. It's the same thing like a lever.
Mhm.
You pull down, something new's there. You pull down, something new. Pull down, something new. And if you're following things you like,
Dang, that's
typically,
facts.
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Never thought about that.
weren't you watching it with me?
I was.
You weren't paying
but
attention,
I didn't
were
think
you?
about the fact that you're actually like pulling down a lever and
Oh my
seeing
God,
what you
I'm
get.
about to educate you. Sit right there. Sit right
Okay,
there.
my
God,
bad,
bro.
my
Like,
bad.
you really didn't watch it,
He
bro.
wasn't really there with me then.
I was watching it, bro.
I need you there for
It
moral
didn't seem like he was
support, and
paying
you were there-
attention.
I could have just sat there with my pillow. But yeah, so I mean, and it's crazy because like if you think about it, and in that video, they're talking about it, and it's like common knowledge. Like all you're doing, like let's say you have things that you like and you follow cars, funny people, cat videos, dog videos, and like a pretty girl or whatever, like some girls that you like. And I'm a middle schooler, right? And I'm just like scrolling through it, and every time I pull down, something new is going to happen, and every time it's going to give me something I want. It's like always winning in a vending machine, but not having to put a quarter in. You know how excited you used to be whenever your mom gave you a quarter and you got to go turn the thing? Oh my God, what am I going to get?
Yeah.
So it's like that, but just times 10 because it's never going to stop. And now you have your friends and you can see what they're doing, and you just keep. So first of all, it's addicting and you're going to keep doing it. But now now because it's addicting, its second properties are taking in effect because it's like, oh, that looks cool. That she got to do that. I'm not doing anything. I'm right here.
Mm.
I haven't gotten to do anything all like quarantine time because that's not fun. But this whole family like went on a cruise. They like did this, they did that, whatever. And like even without quarantine time, like, oh my God, like she, like I said, for the birthday party, she had a really cool birthday. I can't post my birthday because it was just me and my family. So like I can't post that. She has a cool background. She's like, her camera's better too. Like mine's gonna like boom. And then you do nothing. And now you're sitting in your room crying. So it's like, there's like,
that's a jump. That's a
yeah,
jump.
well,
I'm not crying.
there's like levels of them. And then that's why you get a lot of times kids that are just like, no, I just don't want to talk about it. Like, I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm good. Like,
Yeah, that's tough. But yeah, I would point people to watch Simon Sinek's Millennial Question. That's a good video about this exact thing and how he outlines how millennials have been disadvantaged basically because of social media and the effects on us. He talks about how it affects dopamine with us too, but he also addresses how like it's no fault of their own. It's like, whose fault is it if a parent gives a kid, let's say, crack? Whose fault is it? A parent, right?
Parent.
Yeah,
Okay.
like you're like, is that
he
a,
prefaced it with it's not their fault. Like, it's not whose fault?
so it's the same thing. It's like
The crack's fault?
no, crack is just crack. Crack is just sitting
Booger
there.
sugar.
It would not do
Pickle
anything
bush.
to anybody if it just did what it did. It sat there. It just sat there. It's not gonna move nobody. It's not gonna hurt nobody. It's the people that are using it, right, or giving it or selling it, right. But my thing is like, he outlines all that and how it's not necessarily their fault, and I agree with it. But it's like, it also goes back to like, it's not your fault, but now it's an issue you have to deal with, and it's something I don't want my kids growing up with. Like, they can have a phone, fine. Too much time on the phone, I'm just gonna take it back. Take it back because you're too young to be having all this crap.
Yeah.
I want them outside or doing something productive. I don't care. Play video games. I don't care, bro. Like, just go do something.
It's almost giving you issues to deal with that you don't need to be dealing with at that time.
Yeah.
And I think that jumps into a whole like kids are more anxious nowadays. Kids are more depressed nowadays. And
Yes.
kids are more like nervous nowadays. I'm like, about what?
People
Like,
don't
just
feel
chill.
as fulfilled, and because of the instant gratification, like he was talking about in that, talking about how companies are dealing with people that just like getting somewhere and then jumping. Like they go to a job and like, I don't know if I'm really doing anything. Well, how long have you been working there? Like, 2 months. It's like, bro, you ain't gonna be doing nothing in 2 months. You can't change nothing in 2 months. Like, it takes time at places to really, like, let's say you want to change this company, change the culture there. It takes time to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't just happen overnight. And these people are getting very, like, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Discouraged because stuff doesn't change as fast as they want it to change, as fast as they see it change on social media. Like,
I'm gonna hit you with this. It's harder to live in the moment when on your phone and on social media, the moments are so different at that very moment you're living in, and it could be, and you see it could be better. So like you're trying to live in your moment. There's somebody in a whole different moment that, hey, yo, that moment looked crazy, and they're also changing.
well, I would say you can't really live in your moment with the phone.
Oh, agreed.
Period. Like,
Absolutely.
if you're there looking at the phone, you're not living in the moment. I really don't give a crap what you're doing. And if you put your phone on the table, that's what I heard. He talks about this in the video. You put your phone on the table, you are symbolically showing that's more important than the people at the table. Face down, face up, it does not matter. So it's like he talked about it like at meetings, like at work meetings. You put your phone on the table when you're just waiting for the meeting to start, or people are on their phone or whatever, and when the meeting starts, they put the phone on the table. It's like a what was it called? Like a subconscious message that if this phone rings, I'm gonna take it, or I'm gonna look at it. Like, it's just there. It is there. There. When instead of like, oh, you're waiting for the meeting, I don't have my phone. 5 people are here. They start talking to each other. That's why you get good company culture, right? Or they get a good community in that company because they talked to one another in the mundane, I guess, parts of life. Well, I just talked to today. I just talked to Josh. Yeah, man. Well, how you doing, bro? I'm doing fine. Whatever. But we don't get that with the social media. We just 10 motherfuckers sitting at a table just looking at phones, and that's crazy. That is crazy. But
y'all making 30 good points. I ain't gonna hold you. I just
So
been
tell
sitting
me,
here chilling.
what do we say on the first point? So pop quiz you.
oh my
What I say on my first point?
Listen, bro, I'll run the tape back.
He didn't even pay attention to the video. He didn't pay attention to me.
Listen, I was paying attention to the goddamn video, dog.
No, you weren't.
You wanna watch it again?
You remember it this time.
But no, I agree. Social media is the cause. It's like it really is counterintuitive, I guess is the word. You think it's gonna help you
Counterproductive.
increase your social ability. It does the exact opposite. It constricts you for all the reasons you guys noted. Mainly, primarily comparing yourself. Oh man, that's all that tool is. It's compare book and
Yo, compare book, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like paragram. That's all you do. I can never. Instagram is such a. Instagram, don't kill me. Hey, if you want to sponsor me, feel free. But like, it really is just a tool to show yourself at like your best and let other people just like, I don't know, stare at it and wish they were you.
And like there's you can be productive, right? There can be
Yes.
productive things. Like on Instagram, you can sell things,
That's a fact.
right? And some people sell a lifestyle that people start to compare themselves to. Like what Josh is like in
Because
this, like,
they can't buy it.
You
And
can't
it's out
buy
of their
that, yeah.
price range.
Yeah.
Until they're like, well, I can't buy it, so I suck.
like in California when they found it's a studio, but it's a jet, like a private jet. It's a set though, and people pay to go take pictures there.
Yeah.
Like they were going somewhere on a private jet. You weren't anywhere but in a random freaking building with some chairs, but
I mean, but they have those things nowadays, and they're like very profitable. Like their Instagram, like
No
photo
crap.
stop spots. Like
Yeah.
there's one in Austin, and
Huh?
I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this L, but like I wanted to go check it out because that like.
Oh,
that
my
look-
God.
It look kind of cool.
Get up from the table.
Like,
homie.
Yeah, it sounds cool, and you're part of the system.
I
just,
was that
just,
I
just without even thinking.
I said I was gonna take that L, okay? Because I was like, yo, that'd be cool. Like that, like it looks cool. There's like a light up room. There's like ping pong balls you jump in. Like it looks cool, and I want to go do it. Like
I think that looks more like fun, but when you post picture like in a private jet though, it's
Okay,
like
yeah.
you're really faking a certain like persona, a certain lifestyle. you know?
Absolutely, and these are definitely like they're made for photos, like for you to take those specific photos,
Yeah.
and you'll see other people in those kind of photos. And that's typically, like you said, that's what Instagram is, and that's my poison because I don't know how to use Twitter. I will never know how to use Twitter. Makes no damn sense to me.
It's just people
Subtweeting.
talking.
I know, but it's like a
People
subtweet on a
talking.
subtweet on a subtweet, and he found one and
It's
he
just
like liked one.
comments.
I was like, how did you? Where does this belong? And you click it, and
Yeah.
it just takes you like a post from like
I
5
can
weeks. Oh,
understand that.
it's a lot of bookkeeping.
A lot of
I didn't sign up to be a librarian. I like.
dog. Dude.
Just read.
I'm gonna sound like the kid in the back of the class. I like the pictures. I just like the pictures. And they got like a little bit of. You only got so many times to talk and so much words that you can write. That's my-
Yeah, I don't know what the point of Twitter is. Like just to hear.
It's the same thing. There's a limited amount of space. I think it's like 60 characters. I
And
don't
then
know.
people will go ahead and keep writing
Yeah, like,
whatever the hell
like,
they're writing.
I have a Twitter and I have not posted
Me
in
neither.
years. I'm talking about years. I'm talking about since even before college. I have not posted on that.
I just
thing.
God dang,
I just
okay.
retweet what Hookem does just because I love him. Like and that way I can go back and look at it. Shout out to my Hookem. But yeah, so like, and now they're making money because there's like literally these warehouses that have like photo stop shops, and you just like go through it like IKEA, and you take different pictures. And legit, people will take like different outfits with them, put them on, go to different ones, and like take pictures in each one. And like, if we were to go and y'all would be down to go, I'd go just like to go pass through one time. I ain't taking nothing like crazy, but I was like, that's cool, that's awesome. But like in my head, like that's also an event. Like that would be fun to do. I'm
Yes.
not doing it because I'm like
For the sole purpose of posting it. You
exactly,
know what I mean?
yeah. If I'm gonna post it, I'm gonna post it with like you upside down, me on top of his back, and like my finger in his nose, and like
Huh?
exactly with that face. It's just like we had a day and got pizza, like
I mean,
so.
Yo.
But that's just me. So I'll take that. I'm gonna say that's like half an L because I know that that's
a
it.
baby-o.
But I'll take a lowercase L. I'll take a lowercase L.
Okay.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, Las Vegas is probably the king of that. The
Mhm.
king of all that. Guarantee you.
What do
Or
you
Las
mean?
Vegas, Los Angeles.
I was
Las
like, what?
Vegas. My bad.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas too.
Look at me, I'm gambling.
At Los Angeles, I meant is probably the king of that. But Las Vegas too. Add that. They're probably the queen of that. Like,
Yeah, facts. But no, yeah.
Sin City. That's the kingdom.
Of what?
Well, no, he said it's the queen. I was
Las
like,
Vegas.
no,
Oh,
that's
that's
the kingdom. That's
king
Sin
of
City.
sin. Yeah, of
Yeah.
sin. That's the kingdom
Yeah,
of sin.
facts. Yeah, Los Angeles is a different place. Like the other day we were talking about if you were to vlog, you'd have to carry a camera around
Absolutely
at all
not.
times. Like,
Absolutely
bro,
not.
talk about selling a lifestyle. That's
I said I would not. I would not want to carry. This is what I told him. I wouldn't want to carry a freaking camera around, like pointing at me. You know what I would do? I would need like a camera that just follows me around, like kind of like a drone, like kind of like a drone that would just follow me around. And when I need it to come to my face, it just comes to my face and then leaves.
Damn.
That's high tech.
You need to talk to Elon Musk about that one.
Yeah.
Well, they have the drones that follow you, but I don't think I could tell it go to my
Come
face.
down.
Go.
Have a little earpiece in. Come on down now. But no, that's it's a different level of self. Listen. Let me stop. Hey, anyone who makes vlogs, y'all do y'all thing. Ain't nobody hating. But I'm just saying it's different. It takes some gumption. So shout out to y'all. But no, I think that's all.
Mr. Proctor, please define gumption.
Gumption
For
is
the
like
people
gumbo.
not living in
It's like-
Texas or
Gumbo is
Louisiana.
like gumbo. Can you define gumbo?
It's like the thickness that it takes to be in gumbo.
So these vloggers got some thickness to them. Is that what you?
Whoa! You know what I'm saying, dog? It's
You mean like
like
some
I
it
do.
takes
boldness?
heart. You know,
Some
gumbo
boldness?
is hardy. So it takes-
Gumption
It's-
is hard.
I would
Why
say
are you saying
some.
gumbo?
It's not hard. What
I
the
asked
heck?
what gumption was, and this man turned it into gumbo.
Hold up.
It's like bold. It's like
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
bold.
No,
It's
I know what
really
it
bold,
is,
yeah.
but that's why I was like, for those people
is
not
that a
living in
Texas word?
not living in the
Yeah,
deep
I don't
south.
even
I'm
know.
pretty
No,
sure it's a
no,
south
probably is.
word.
It's a real word though. Gumption. It's informal. so it must be Texan or South.
Exactly.
Southern. Shrewd or spirited, initiative and resourcefulness.
Yeah. Both.
Rude.
You have shrewd or spirited, initiative and resourcefulness.
Yeah.
So you're like, you got gumption. I think it's like.
You got gumption. Bro, I just pictured you on the whole side of the road in a gas station and somebody drive by in like a nice car.
Yeah.
And like you tell me, hey, don't go up that pass because it's a little dangerous for that car. It's like, nah, I got this. Ooh, you got some gumption. Good luck with it. Slap your knee and walk in.
Crazy. He used
That
the,
man.
the term to define a definition of the term.
Listen, bro, I couldn't come up with nothing. I think it's like kind of similar to zeal, but
Yeah,
don't
yeah. I mean,
I think it's
other-
an over-exaggerated deal.
For those in the
Mm.
north, what he's trying to say is you got gut, spunk, and moxie. Is
Facts.
what you saying?
that's all. If you just throw those together, that's
Yeah.
how you spell gumption.
That's how you spell gumption.
I just
Oh
wanted
my.
you to clarify because I'm pretty
Yeah.
somebody's gonna watch it. Gumption. Is that like eczema?
Oh, is that like eczema?
Got
that
that eczema.
little kid.
All good. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it takes a lot.
educating people.
It takes a lot. That is for sure. But
Yeah.
Not moving to California.
I've been there 5 times. I love the weather. It's beautiful.
That's about
Mhm.
it.
The traffic seems like hell itself. Like you just took a trip down south, straight down to the equator.
the
drive.
equator
I don't know where hell is. They say it's underneath us. Just magma.
Somewhere. or the earth.
It's
But LA is beautiful. It is very nice. It is super, super nice in terms of
it is nice.
stuff. But yeah, I could never.
I
Same with New York.
Same.
I
yeah.
like
Same's a good-
Texas.
New York's a good.
I can drive. There's
Visiting.
traffic, and I can hop on a horse whenever I want.
Oh my God, we gonna go on to the next topic. You over here just stereotyping us so
It's
hard.
taking away my gumption.
Oh my God. Okay. So now that we've identified social media as the cause here, what would be your solution or advice towards those dealing with loneliness in this age of technology? Just delete the apps or what?
No, they do positive things. They were made for positive purposes. They've just taken on a life of their own. And I think one thing that I've tried to do, I know y'all see me on my phone all the time, but like try to follow things that you like, not people that you want to be like. So, for example, I follow a lot of cosplayers. I love cosplay. I love comic books. I have a lot of like random solo pages that literally just post about Batman and like Batman fact. Like literally, it will just be like a comic strip of him, and like on the carousel, there'll be like 7 of them. And like one time, Batman said he was sorry. I was like, what? When did he say sorry? And so now I know. Issue 45 of 1946, Batman said sorry. So like, but that's me. I'm a nerd. I like that kind of stuff. I also have my ESPN stuff, all like the updated for work. I follow mascots because that's my profession. And then obviously my family and friends that I see them posting stuff. So like when I see family and like close friends posting it, like I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I mean, I'll follow some like people that I like favorite guy's Dak Prescott. But other than that, I don't really follow anybody that I'm like, yo, I want to be like them or whatever. It's just stuff that I like, not things that I want to be like. So when I'm on social media, that's kind of why I get stuck a little bit, is because I like seeing what people made, what they create, some new sports thing, the team, what happened, kind of highlights or whatever. So a lot of times what it is things that I enjoy as opposed to things that I'm like, I wish I was there. Or I wish I would whatever. Or if it is something that I like and it's attainable, like somebody went hiking, then I can ask my friend like, hey, where'd you go hiking? They went hiking up here. Cool. How much was it? And I can start talking about it and make it become a thing. But that's because I like it. It's a hobby. These boys don't want to go hiking with me again, but
I ain't in shape for that.
but like going back to what I was saying earlier, I follow things that I like, follow people that I like. And so like one of my friends was like, yo, go up to Los Maples. They have a cool hiking scene or cool, whatever. It's like this much. I'm like, oh, cool. And I can make that because I want to do that. And like, that's things that I enjoy doing. Make me less lonely and doing a hobby that I enjoy.
Makes sense.
Comes full circle.
I would delete the freaking app.
Okay, well there you have it, folks. Nip it in the bud.
That's it. I'm gone.
I would delete the app. Like, I mean, if you feel that it's an issue, I think if you have the app, you won't necessarily feel that it's an issue, but you can tell. You can definitely tell if it's an issue. Like, if you're starting to feel down, think about it. Are you comparing yourself to people on that app? Take it away. Take it away. It's not necessary. You don't need it to survive. You need the phone to survive because Lord knows we do a lot on the phone. Call people, do whatever. But I don't know. Like if it's that bad, it needs to be taken away at least for a little bit, like to come back to baseline. Because I know I took like a couple months off of it, and it was good. It was good. Like actually deleting the apps felt good. Like okay, like I would find myself habitually going to my phone. Like if I'm just laying down, I'll just go to my phone. There's nothing to do there, and there's nothing to do, and I just put it away. Okay, what am I gonna do? Watch this show, or I'll go play some video games, or I'll go do this, right? Like I start finding things to do, right? And I think it really does help because I think it sparked that I want to learn in me. Like it sparks that. When I have like a Facebook or TikTok now or Snapchat or whatever it is, it puts me in the mindset of like, I'm just chilling. I don't want to do nothing anymore. Like, cause there's been times where I go on TikTok about like 20, 30 minutes. After that, I'm like, I wanted to do this. I'm not feeling it no more. You know what I mean? Like, and you would think that it would be the opposite. Like, okay, like I see all this stuff now. I want to go do something. Nope. It was like, all right, I'm gonna just lay down or just watch something or whatever.
Yeah,
it can be very counterproductive.
I think a lot of times people forget that you can create the world and you can mold your own little world, and you don't have to be a subject of it. Like it's your world. You need to take control of it. Like you said, if you feel down really bad, delete it.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And when people ask you, why ain't you been on Instagram? Like, I don't want to use it. And don't feel bad about that. Like I feel like a lot of times like people are like, oh well, that's just the way it is. No, it doesn't have to be the way it is. And that's that imposing that you were talking about. It's like he's just a little bit better at it from birth than most people are.
It's built different.
But then like I said, like I did that a while ago. It's like I made sure to follow people and things that I like to do, and like I made that conscious effort to do that. People I don't talk to that much, I'm gonna unfollow them, but not just because I don't like them or whatever. But it's like, you go live your life and I'm gonna live mine, and it don't matter at all whatsoever. Like that didn't hurt you, and if it did, I'm sorry, but yeah, like, and what Chris is saying. So like once you do that, you find extra time, and like what do you want to do with it, and you want to create your little world the way you want to. Take control of it because you can. So don't, because I feel like a lot of times going back to loneliness is like you might not feel like you have control of anything. Like you're just stuck there. So it's like,
but you do, yeah.
Find something to take control of and take control with those little wins. Once you get those little wins, you'll feel more in control and you'll feel like your life is your own.
Yeah, because you do have control over that. That's
absolutely. It's always yours. You always have a choice. Always, always, always.
Yeah, I think social media, especially, like that's the one world you do have control over.
Absolutely.
I let it get control of you. And I think it's interesting talking about how you follow things that you care about and stuff like that. And in a way, that is exactly right. You're controlling your world, you're filtering what you see. But that's also feeding back into what we were talking about earlier about finding a community.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's like a key way to do it on social media. If that's also forcing you to feel lonely, just make it another extension of your community. That's all you got to do. But yeah. But I'm also fully okay with deleting the app. I know I've done that multiple times. Deleted Facebook, deleted Instagram, all that stuff. Twitter especially. Woo! I'll be toxic on Twitter, high key. But
Twitter is very toxic.
It's a dangerous place. But no, it helps. And I don't know, I would actually kind of recommend people, if you're having that issue, maybe go on I call it a social media fast, but you just legit like delete the app for 1 or 2 weeks. Just take some time off, and it really does change your mindset. Like Chris was talking about, when you don't have those things around, all of a sudden you feel like you want to be more productive. Like, oh, I want to learn, or I want to go do this, or this, because that energy is still in you to go do something. If you sit down and become sedentary and stare at an app for however long, who knows how your mood is fluctuating as you see things. By the time you get up, it's just a whole nother you than the one that sat down.
And it's tough. Like, you know how I said, like, I don't want things to control my mood?
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things that does, if anything does, it's that. Like, it's like, okay, dang, I want to be productive today. That just went out the window because I just spent an hour doing nothing.
Yeah.
Now the whole day just felt like crap. Now I don't know.
I mean, and for anybody that says like, no, it can't control my mood, it won't control my mood.
It has.
I will give you a
does.
perfect example that I just thought of right now. This man, any of us, will go and lay down and just chill, be on the phone, and I know you guys suffer from this because at some point you will jump up and try to find somebody or send it immediately because you found something funny, cute, and adorable. Like I feel like that's so like how many times you seen like a girl or one of your guy friends just like look like they're just chilling on their phone. As soon as they scroll through something funny, bro, you gotta like, and that's just a complete flip. And if you've ever experienced that, that's a mood change. I don't care what you say, that's a mood. Now imagine if that did that negatively. One, you don't even realize that, and two, that's gonna change you really quick. So it already happened. So it's like a perfect example.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's just you just keep taking in more and more information, and it's just a passive change of mood that you don't even realize. It changes your energy, and by the time you get off the app, you're done for the day. You're toasted.
And what you were saying too is like if you don't want to delete it for whatever reason, there's also apps like other friends that I know. Like there's literally apps that will shut down certain apps for you after a certain amount of time when you're like on your phone. So like I don't know what they're called or what they are, but you get it. Pretty sure it's on every app store and it's just like shut down Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok after 9 p.m. every night on the weekdays. And so it'll shut it off and it won't let you open it back up. And like you can, if you can't condition yourself to do it correctly, or like if it's just tough for you, because sometimes it is, and that's okay. Then like there's tools out there to help you do that kind of stuff. So there is a way, you have a choice, and you can do it. Now
Definitely
if you ain't doing it, it's because you're lazy.
Do it.
You're lazy.
It's because you're lazy, like a sloth.
That's gonna be one of the things you put on there.
You know-
Do it.
Yeah.
Just
You know what? I feel
record.
bad.
Do it.
Why?
People give like I just said lazy like a sloth, but like sloth ain't lazy.
They
slow.
are lazy.
They just-
They are lazy.
He's
What
just
you talking
slow.
about?
He's just slow.
They're
Like,
slow. Yeah.
And they sleep the majority of the day, but that's just what they do.
Lazy.
It's not lazy. What else they
He's
supposed
just
to be
They're
sleepy.
doing?
lazy, bro.
He is sleepy
But
boy.
they're lazy. But to their defense, they can be. It's not a bad thing, but they are lazy. They can just chill.
I wish I
bro.
was a whole animal.
They live in the tree, bro. They're gonna just like, oh, I need food. I'm just gonna walk. That's it, bro. Like imagine that. Lord knows they have to go to the restroom. They're just going right there. Sayonara to whoever's down there.
Oh my god.
Think about it. They're living a great life. They don't care about nothing.
Get scooped up by a whole whatever the hell eats them. I don't know what the hell would eat a sloth. What eats a sloth?
I don't know, but they better use them big claws to do something.
I don't know, dog. Large birds of prey, baboons, baboons and sloths
Baboons.
exist in the same place.
I don't know.
Baboons
Yeah.
might work.
Mm.
They might do it.
Poor sloths. But yeah, that's good topic. I lost track as soon as we start talking about sloths.
Just I felt bad for them because their whole existence has been deemed lazy.
Facts.
Like,
I mean, baby sloths we just consider cute. We ain't talking about lazy.
Yeah, but then they hit like 8
adolescents.
months
Well,
and like
they-
young preteen.
Because I would just want to sit them down and be like, what are you doing with your life?
He just look at you. You're like, grab
Yeah.
ah.
And you know what? I wouldn't be able to, I couldn't even argue against it. Like, fair
Fair
enough.
Just do the same thing.
Doing it right.
You're gonna be like, I'm eating and sleeping. What you doing?
Well, I'm trying to boost up my 401k, get my credit
Yeah,
raised. Sloth
yeah.
looking at you. No, right here.
Exactly.
Don't need no 401k. Look
Take
at this.
fruit. Eat it. Join me.
I'm gonna go live in the jungle with the sloth. Ain't nobody need me.
Oh my
You might
god.
be extra lonely, dog.
It's gonna be lonely. I got my sloth and I got chimpanzees.
It's gonna take forever for them just to get to the couch to watch something. What couch? you gonna be on a
Like, I was like, wait a minute, what? I'm living in the jungle.
I'm saying, why is there a
What
couch in the
couch?
jungle? What
You're
are
gonna be
they
on a
watching?
stump looking at the river go by. That's what you gonna
I'll be one with the earth.
No,
Oh
you,
my
you
Ooh, caribou.
get in the water. You're gonna be one with the earth. Let me tell you, the rivers will
Get
take
in
you.
the water. Oh my god. Okay, let's get back.
So loneliness in a nutshell.
Okay, all right. Next topic: loneliness versus. I felt like I said that wrong, but I didn't. Loneliness versus solitude. What's the difference Okay. Actually, my question here is define solitude in your own words, and then we'll talk about what the difference is between.
Ain't it that game that you play on your computer? Is it the
Solitaire.
Oh, never mind.
It's
Oh.
it's a city in Skyrim.
Oh, fair enough. No, I'm kidding. He gonna hit this one at the park. Watch him. I'm gonna let him hit it by himself. He got this one. He's the king of solitude.
Solitude is just knowing how to be by yourself and being okay with that, like being at peace with that, actually like enjoying that. That is solitude. Like,
Look at that home run.
yeah, like it's completely different from loneliness. Like loneliness is like a mental feeling, and like solitude again is a mental feeling, but it is like a different mindset of like, no one's here. One, good. Two,
Good.
that like solitude can be like, okay, yeah, I don't want anybody here right now.
Yeah.
Two, it can be a time for like really productive self growth, like being alone and being in solitude can breed creativity, a lot of things. It's good for you, but only on the basis that you're already starting from a good mindset. Like, okay, I don't want people here right now. I don't need people here right now. I'm not craving anybody's attention. I'm not craving this. I can just do me right here and be as productive as I can. Or just be lazy. You don't have to be productive, but and just enjoying it and like being like it's feeling good for you. Like, I'm just gonna lay down because I've had a tough week. I don't need no one talking to me. I don't want no one bothering me. That's solitude. You're not alone, right? And you don't feel lonely.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but
I think lonely people should aspire to be in solitude when they're lonely. Like when you're feeling lonely, it's all right. Whenever I get this right, I want to hopefully be in solitude.
yeah, the default should go to solitude.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
good at peace.
Like
I'm
when
at
you
peace.
learn how to do that, I think you've dealt with your loneliness and your any issues that you have with it, because like you said, it's a healthy thing as long as it's in moderation and you use it wisely. Because you could solitude yourself and you just in the woods on a stump staring at the river.
Well, who's to say that's not healthy?
I mean, that's fine too if you want to be.
They're alone. They don't want to be.
You
with
just
people.
said I couldn't be with the sloth, so I'm just saying. Sometimes
No,
apparently. it's
you
not healthy.
personally couldn't be with the sloths. You would be like, what the heck with this slow mo-" That's what you would be saying to that sloth.
Be vibing with my sloth, me and my sloth. But
You're going to throw that sloth right off the tree. Did you need to go to the river?
so yeah,
You're gonna have
Said
PETA
you-
all up over this. Bro. Relax.
Sent you an hour ago for that water. You barely even off the branch.
so
You get frustrated.
so people who are who are lonely should hope to get to solitude, because like you said, it's a productive and it's a happy, healthy state. And you can do a lot in it. You don't gotta be productive. It's just being okay with yourself. That's why I think it's like
Yeah.
the better coin of loneliness, or the lighter side of loneliness, because it's like you are now happy with who you are and what you're doing, even if it's nothing, because you're okay with yourself.
Yeah, like it's a peace. It's a peacefulness. Like, that's what it is. Like,
A piece of what?
like
I'm kidding.
It's yeah. Like, it's a form of peace.
He got it. He was trying to define it.
A form of peace. Like, it's not like oh dang, why is no one here with me? Or oh snap, I don't feel included in this, or I don't feel understood in this way. It's like, the heck with all that. The heck with all that. And truly just say that. Like, really say that in your head. The heck with all that. The heck with all of them. Say it. Like, really say it. I don't even know. Like, the heck
Make
with
him a
that.
whole inspirational coach out here. Just mic him up. Just, say it.
Do it. Just do
The whole
it.
crowd gonna look at each other like, heck with that. Yeah.
Good. Good.
I want everyone watching this to say it right now. The heck with that.
The whole comment's gonna be just like, the heck with it.
Yeah.
They say the heck with that podcast.
Damn, relax.
Don't say that.
We
in the
trying to get
comments.
views. Now listen to Chris. God dang,
Listen to me
What's
and
wrong
come
with
back,
you?
because you should listen to
Look at
me.
him imposing his will.
Oh my God. But no. I
I'm gonna call you the colonizer.
The colonizer, what the heck?
Imposing.
oh
I'm from a minority background. How dare you? How dare you call me a colonizer?
he ain't lying.
It was from Black Panther.
Oh.
Don't scare me like that, colonizer.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I agree. I think it's just a matter of being at peace with yourself, being comfortable with yourself when you're alone. I agree, is there are just two sides of the same coin. Um, Loneliness leads to depression, while solitude leads to peace. And
Personal growth.
yeah,
Personal
yeah,
growth,
and I
creativity.
think you can flip. And honestly, I think all the stuff we were talking about earlier, like when you're lonely, take if you take those steps and they work for you, right? Not everyone's the same, but you can quickly find yourself going from loneliness to solitude, being okay by yourself. I think I think that's like a baseline for some introverts like myself. It's like when I'm alone, I'm in solitude. I'm good. But at the same time, leave me there long enough. I'm gonna bake. I'm gonna come out there depressed. Like where my niggas at? I need my boys.
That's what we gotta do. You gotta leave him in
When
the
he
room.
comes out looking for us, I'm gonna just close the door and be like,
Yup, I told you. What I
stay in
told
there.
you, bro. I told you. You gotta Pavlov train him, bro.
Yo, yeah. We ain't going into this conversation. Y'all ain't training me to do nothing.
He's already been trained. He doesn't know it. Though.
But no, I agree. I agree. Solitude is as you said, Josh, something that I think people should strive for if they are feeling lonely. Like get to that point, because that I think once you feel comfortable being alone, that means that even if you don't notice it, you're okay with being yourself, and you found that sense of self worth that maybe you were lacking before.
and to that point, I think it should be said that like even if you can find solitude and you're good and you are who you are and some life event happens and you feel lonely again and you can't get back to where you were, unfortunately you got to kind of start back over again, but that is completely okay for you to revert back. Like sometimes you're going to get knocked the heck out, but it doesn't matter how hard you get hit. It matters how hard you can, it matters what, how does
Yeah.
it go?
That is how hard you can get hit.
Get hit and keep moving forward. I was like, how'd it go? I felt like George Bush in that one song. I don't know what it is.
You felt like George Bush in that one
the
song.
J. Cole song.
That one.
Like,
Oh,
you fool me, shame on you.
Shame on-
You fool me twice.
Shame
shame on me.
Shame on saying in Texas.
No.
You
fool me, can't get fooled again.
That's exactly what I felt like right
He
now.
tortured the whole thing. He tortured it.
But yeah, so like, and I say that because it has happened to me before, and it recently happened to me. So it's like I felt totally fine. It's funny because David will bring up time and time again, like he's like, you on a different level of energy, and he can pay a testament to that. But something happened in my life, big event, and it just kind of went right back down the hill. So it's like now I got to learn how to, all right, tie my shoes, left foot, right foot, got my belt, got my backpack. All right, go up the hill, right, and figure out how to get back up there and figure out where I was before. So it's totally fine if you are there and then find yourself not there. Like it's just gonna happen. We're that's, and like I said earlier, we're just humans. We have emotions. Sometimes they get pushed too far.
No, I agree with that. Man. That's
Nobody's ever perfect. You're
Yeah.
constantly learning. And I
Yes.
hate this test.
yeah, constant. I think every day, like I said at the very beginning, it's like it's a daily battle. So any day you could wake up so lonely,
Mm.
and it's just a matter of being aware of it and then taking the steps that work for you to get out of it. But yeah, man, a good podcast, y'all. We hitting that mark right now, so I guess we can end off. Anything you lovely people want to say?
I didn't get my Simba from my pregame.
Bro, they won't
podcast.
even get that
I know they
reference.
won't get that reference. That's what hurts me so bad. I was like, man, in the one that he butchered and he messed up.
Yeah. Well, we ain't
I
gonna
was
talk
supposed
about
to
it.
have a Simba.
We ain't gonna talk about it. I'll give you a Simba in a future podcast, bro.
That's crazy.
All right.
That's crazy.
What about you, Chris?
Just do it. Just do it.
Nike, huh?
Impose your will.
No. Don't impose your will on nobody.
Yeah, well, get consent. Consent.
You will be going to jail. Absolutely. Said make me some toast. He hit Joshua Weird and David. Like, what the heck? You said impose my will. Not like that, dog. No. Just like really stop giving a crap what other people think, bro. Stop giving a crap what other people do. Just do you. The heck with everybody else. They yeah. They're a pile of crap to be dealing with. Like everyone's a pile of crap.
Whoa.
Hold on. Everyone has a
okay.
pile of crap that they're dealing with. So
Okay,
like,
facts.
don't worry about it. Yeah, I said everyone's a pile of crap. That's not what I meant. Everyone has a pile of crap that they're dealing with. So don't whatever they post on social media. It's just what they want you to see. It's not the whole truth.
Got you.
There's a homie out there you haven't talked to in a minute. Tell him what's up.
Facts. Facts.
Might be a good conversation.
Make sure it's a cool one. I want to stole your Pokemon Emerald in middle school and then sold it to GameStop for you to.
You got some issues you want to talk
No,
to?
we
in
ain't
the
gonna talk
next
about. We ain't gonna talk
podcast?
about. We ain't gonna talk about it. At least I finished the game before you did that. But anyway, yeah.
You should got beat up.
I don't have much else to add. Hope everyone has a blessed day. Thank y'all for listening. You feel me? We're gonna try to drop one of these once a week. We'll see how that goes, especially with Christmas time coming up. Take a breather. But we'll be back in 2021.
See you next year.
Yeah, facts. Unless you see me next week, we'll find out. But all right.
Mhm.
Love you guys. Have a great day. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.